Hi everyone, and so I'm so excited to be moving on to my next album. So the wedding albums have been really fun, but they have taken me a lot longer than I thought they would. And obviously with it being like Project Life, pocket pages, it's not my normal type of scrapbooking. So I have really missed doing my sort of standard scrapbooking that I do for my travel albums. So I'm so looking forward to doing this one. So this is my mini moon. So Joe and I obviously went to Japan for our actual honeymoon, but that wasn't until November. We got married in July, and we had a couple of days. I think Joe might have been off anyway, but I had a couple of days of annual leave to use. So we decided to go away for 3 nights, I think, or 2 nights to the Yorkshire Dales. So it was about an hour and a half drive. And we stayed in a really cool Airbnb up there. It was literally in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a field. And it was just us, and it was a really cool sort of building. So you'll see the photos of that. But it was just really nice to just switch off from the wedding and not have anything to plan. Just spend time with Joe and I and just, just enjoy it, basically. Go for long walks and Sunday lunches and stuff. So we absolutely loved it. And I'm looking forward to doing this scrapbook. So I've just got a big 12 by 12 craft storage box from Hobbycraft that I store my things in now. I have 2 of these so that I can have like 2 projects sort of on the go. But yeah, so it's just filled with everything. It doesn't quite fit with the actual album that I'm using, but obviously I'll just take that out normally and just use it for the supplies. But I'm going to use this album here. It's actually from Paper Chase, and it's one that I thought was on sale, but when I got to the till, it wasn't on sale, and I was just like, I'll just have it. But it's really thick, and I don't think I need that at all. So I am going to cut it down. It does say actually it's got 80 pages. I don't know if that means it physically has 80 pages. So is that 160 sides? Or is it 40 pages with 80 sides? So I don't know, but I don't think I'm going to need all this. It does bulk it up because it's got these little pockets in here at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Yeah, on 3 sides. So I don't know whether I'll use those or if I need to put anything in those, really, to be honest. So we'll see, but I'll probably take out some of the pages. I always end up using it just as scrap paper anyway, so it never goes to waste. But yeah, it's a nice album, and I like the hearts on the front. This is why I decided to use it for my mini moon. I'm going to see if I can find a way to put something on there, maybe in the middle, but I kind of like it as it is, so we'll see. So yeah, that was £10 from Paper Chase before they went out of business back in like 2022, 23. So I've had that for quite a while, and I wanted to use that. So obviously the first things I tend to have are all my photos and things I collected. So I've shown these numerous times because I've obviously done like catch-ups and upcoming projects and things, but I have about 100 and I want to say 140 photos, but they're all very nature themed. They're all very outdoorsy, animals, food, cute sort of accommodations, buildings and stuff like that. So I'm going down the lines of countryside, nature, greens, yellows, that sort of kind of thing. But yeah, so 140 photos, which will feel like nothing compared to the 1,000 photos that I just scrapped for my wedding. So I'm hoping this album comes together quite quick. But as I said, I'm not going to rush it or anything. I have quite a few things coming up, but I do really want to sort of get a move on with my scrapbook so that I can be a little bit more up to date. And then I have all the bits to go with it. So I've got some bags that I collected. I nicked this. I don't know if it was a business thing or not, but it was from where we had Sunday lunch, and it's really nice. So I took that. And I got loads of postcards from all different parts of the place we went. So they're all the Yorkshire Dale ones. I got a map. I got a little patch because we went to the creamery and we went to Wensleydale, which is where Wallace and Gromit live. So I got bits and pieces from that. I got these from the actual Wensleydale creamery that we went to. They're like little recipe cards, which I thought was quite cool. Another map, postcards, so loads and loads of postcards. If I don't use them all, I will be using them for my post crossing, which I haven't started yet since I moved house, but I do intend to. I've got some little leaflets about the Yorkshire Dale National Park, more postcards, more bags, Just bits and pieces really, lots of things from the Wensleydale Creamery because obviously we spent a morning there. I've got a really cool map that I'm not going to cut down, I'm going to stick in just as it is because it's a really nice one. To be honest, that's probably what the sort of thing I might put in that pocket. So I might keep the pocket in the album because this is a really nice map for people to actually pull out and look at because it's all sort of like hand drawn, so it's really nice. So I might put that in the pocket. Some larger maps, some Agarth's Falls ones that we did, quite a few different ones, and then like a little magazine. I don't know if I'm going to use much of this, but it might have something in there that I can use. So just thought I'd include that. And then on this side actually it's got some little bits, so the stickers from our tour, business cards, these are all different types of cheeses that we tried. So yeah, and as you can see there's lots of green, so that's why I've gone for the sort of green theme. So those are all the bits and pieces that I've got for this album alongside the photos. Now for the actual bits and pieces, so paper wise I've gone with this one, the Sunshine and Daisies, because it's got a lot of green, yellows. I'm not sure about the pinks and the purples yet. I might try and incorporate it a little bit. I'm more inclined towards the purples and the pinks, but we'll see how it sort of comes out. But it's just got lots of nice daisy themed paper. It's got some grey and stuff, which I'm quite happy with. It's just the brights like these. I don't really want the cherries, but we'll see. But I like the yellow side. And they do actually have some of the cut aparts as well here, so I can use these for journaling and whatnot, so that's really fun. But yeah, it's just got nice colours. As I said, I'm going to try and dodge the pink and the purple for the time being and just use the greens and the yellows. And because they're double-sided, I probably can get away with using those. But yeah, because one side is purple, one side is green, so I'll probably end up using the green side. But yeah, and there's just two pieces. There's this pink one that I put in here because this was just from another collection that I've obviously used from, and then just this green one, but also has a yellow background, so I'm not sure which one I'll use there. But yes, I'm using that paper pad. I do have some decoupage paper that I've had for a long time. I'm intending on using the grass one, maybe the rest actually, to be honest. I don't know if I've used any of it. My mum bought me these years and years ago, and I've used some for other albums in a different pack, but I don't know if I've used any of these. But it's very thin, so I have to be really careful because obviously it's thinner than tissue paper. It's got some wooden ones, and it's got the sticks, and it's got the pebbles. To be fair, the pebbles and the sticks would be perfect. So yeah, I'll probably use quite a bit of that actually. As I said, I've got to be really careful with it because it is very, very thin. But yeah, so that's nice paper to use. And it's nice to use things that have been in my stash for a long time. So try and get that in without ruining it. Gosh, that's harder than I thought. I'm trying not to get the sticky bit on the back because it will just stick to it and then rip it. Right, there we go. So that is that. And then all the embellishments. So I thought I had loads of stuff for this, but I don't know if I've got enough. I'm hoping I do. But I've gone down the line of, as I said, like farms, nature, flowers, that sort of thing. So the washi tapes that I'm using, I've got quite a few out because the way that my washi tapes are organised at the moment is a mission to find them all. So I wanted to get them more out than I thought I might need. But I've gone with this is my main one, the daisy one with the green and the little daisies on there. This came from Paper Chase. You can see how thick it is. And then because the middle of the daisy is like a yellow, I thought that would look quite nice against it. So I've got the bright sort of yellowy orange, which also came from Paper Chase. And then I do have these little cows. I got this from Japan, and there is no reason why I'd use this for Japan. I didn't see any cows in Japan. So I thought I would be able to use this for this trip, because we did see lots of black and white cows and I thought that would be quite cute. So I've got that one, and then I do have this thin one, see-through, that's what I'm trying to say, clear one, which is going to be really hard to show, but it is literally clear. So we'll see how I get to use that, but it's got the daisies on there, so I thought I'd be able to incorporate that somehow. And there's not much of it, so that's why I thought I'd be able to use that. And then I just have a shiny green one, a thin one that I thought I could use up really, because I have loads of these thin ones. So yeah, those are the washi tapes that I'm intended on using for this album. Then I've got some sort of mixed media things, I guess. I've got some distress spray stain. This is the Wild Honey, because it matches the inside of the daisies. And then I do have some Nouveau drops, which this one is the Sprig of Mistletoe. So it goes nice with the green sort of colours that I have. And then I do have, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for titles and things yet. I always struggle with that. I might be able to find some alphas out of my stash and things. I think I do have some yellow ones actually, but I do have this Distress ink from Tim Holtz, which is the Mode Lawn. So again, it's a nice green colour that goes with it. And yeah, hoping to use that. If I do some stamping, I use this colour, but I also have some little wooden embellishments that I want to dye green. So I'll use that. Then I do have these daisies. I ordered these from Hobbycraft a long time ago, and they've just sort of sat in my stash, not knowing how to use them, because I thought they were flat, and they're not. They've got a little bud, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way of getting rid of that. I'm hoping I can just cut it off, but I'm not sure if it will ruin this bit. So I'm gonna have a play around, but I really want to use them. They're perfect for the daisy theme that I've got going on. And I don't know how else I'm going to use them if I don't cut them down. So yeah, I will find a way to cut those down and use them in my album. Obviously I can't put them in like that, but they are thick as they are. So even if I can just cut them, get rid of that stalk, I think they should lay pretty flat. And I'm going to rip some pages out of the album, so I should hopefully have a bit of space. But yeah, I think I've got all of them. Oh, maybe I've used one. I don't know. No, I think, yeah, that one goes in there. So yeah, I've got all of them. So there's 12 in there. Whether I use all 12, I'd like to, but we'll see. But yeah, so I have all of those to use. Then I do have some twine. I've really wanted to use some twine for a long time. I haven't even used this yellow one yet, so I'm going to see if I can incorporate that. It reminds me of sort of nature and farms and stuff. So yeah, hoping to use that. Then I have these journal cards. I want to use the yellow ones so I can write a little bit about our trip. There's quite a few there, so I should be able to get through some of those. But I do have some sticky notes. I thought I had quite a few in here. Oh, I thought I had another one. It'll probably turn up later, but if not, then it was just like a little yellow square. But I would like to use this green one and this yellow one just to label little bits and pieces. As you can see, I've sort of used the middle ones. I think there was a dark green maybe and a purple. But yeah, so I hope to use those. They came from Flying Tiger. But yeah, so I hope to use the yellow and green ones there. Then I will come back to these. Little embellishment wise, I have these I pulled out, not for the bees, but for the daisies. I'm hoping to use all the daisy stickers, not the strawberries or the bees. I don't really need the bees as such. I probably could. They probably would go with the theme, but I pulled them out purely for the daisies on there. So they're both from Paper Chase. I've got these little enamel dots, which came from Violet Studio, and I pulled them out purely for these green ones. I could probably use the dark green ones as well. So these ones here would be nice, just as enamel dots. Then I've got these ones. These are quite new. These are from the Wildflower collection from the Works. But again, I pulled them out for the greens and yellows. I probably could use this white one here because of the yellow flower. But yeah, the green and yellow ones were mainly what I pulled them out for. And then some sticker books. I'll show you this one first. So this is the Carpe Diem fitness sticker book. I got it from TK Maxx for £2. And again, because we went walking and did all, you know, sort of outdoor things, there's quite a few things in here that I can use, you know, for the walks and stuff, because it was quite hard work, and we were wearing like sort of workout stuff and things like that. So I feel like I can use some of these sayings. There's some little like nice yellow and green stickers. So just using a few. You can see I've used a few in here, but not too many. So I can definitely use like these. Go hard and getting stronger. I like the little green one, believe and achieve. And there's just, yeah, there's loads. There's obviously over 800 stickers in here. But I can use some bits and pieces like let's go and goals, did it, them sort of things. So yeah, lots of cute little embellishments. I've obviously used all the hearts and the stars. But I like the little water bottles, they're cute. And the arrows as well, actually. And then just some word stickers, and again some more bits and pieces. So yeah, I feel like I can use some of those. Then I do have 3 sticker books that I pulled out for bits and pieces, really. So I have to remember why I pulled them out. I think this one was the yellow. When did we go? We went in July. See, it's black, but I could probably use the July sticker there for that. I pulled them out for this one, really. So the yellow stickers here, the Hello New Day, Happy, what does that say, Forever, that's quite a good one. Love, Sweet Love, Celebrate, I could probably use that because we were celebrating. But yeah, I think that's the reason why I pulled that out. I do like that Happy Weekend as well, because I'm pretty sure we went Friday to Sunday. So I can probably use that one as well. But yeah, those were those. They're quite sweet, actually, because we did actually have some bits and pieces, so I might be able to find something to use that for. And then these flowers are nice as well, so I probably could use the yellows and green ones on that as a nice white one there. So yeah, quite a few stickers in that one to use. This one is all about celebration, so I think I found some ones that I could use to say obviously that we were celebrating, you know, it was our sort of like mini moon and all that jazz. So I think there were ones like these little ones down here. These are nice. A lot of them for birthdays, but I'm sure I can find something in here. But yeah, it's a really nice little one. I've used quite a few of these, actually. Oh, I like the little gold ones. Probably want to try and incorporate some of those. But yeah, a lot of them are for birthdays. And there's some alphas as well that I might be able to find a reason to use. And also some little like yellow flowers. So yeah, quite a few things in there that I can use. And then I do have this one, which I think again is very similar, is these yellow ones at the front. Say at the front, these ones here. So that one says step out of the comfort zone, start your day with a smile. That says forever as well. So yeah, I should be able to use some of those. But sure, there's always something. Like I am getting through these. Like some of these are completely blank. But I always pull them out because there's normally something I can use. Like I can use those orangey flowers at the bottom and the top there. So yeah, there's always something I can use in these ones, and they're all starting to fall to pieces now. So those are those. And then the last thing is this collection from, no, it's not the last thing. God, there's loads underneath there. So what I did pull out was this Simple Stories collection from 2021, and it's a homegrown one, and it's all about farm life and things. So I have used it once before, but obviously not that much. So I'm hoping to use up pretty much all of these because it is quite relevant to a lot of stuff that we did. So we did stay on like a farm, so we had a load of animals all around us and stuff. I love the sunflowers, I love all the words, so I'm hoping to use those. And then because it's an older collection, I will just show you what is in here. So I actually pulled out all these tags yesterday. I found these all in my stash. They weren't with the collection, but they're all really cute. There's 15 of them. again, they're all quite relevant. So I don't mind a pop of different colours. I just don't want it to be too much of a different colour. I love that little one with the cows on. But yeah, so they're really cute. And then I do have obviously some of the other ones here. So they're not in any sort of order. 3x4s, Farm Sweet Farm, tomatoes. That's cute. Little pig. I like these ones, obviously I can write on. They're nice. So yeah, I don't get to use these very often, but this one is calling to me purely for the black and white cows. I love them. I love black and white cows. I think they're adorable. So I wanted to use those. And then I don't have the 4x4s. I'm going to have to see if I've got any 4x4s for this collection. But I do have some 2x2s. Oh, I think they might be upstairs. I did find them. So if they are upstairs, I'll put them with them. But some 2x2s as well. This was when I was not putting collections all together. I was putting 2x2s together, 4x4s together, 3x4s together. And so there is some bits still not separated into collections. So there might be, I did find some. So I think there might be some more upstairs. So I will make sure to go through those before I start. So that's that, and that is that. And then underneath is the sticky notes that I was trying to find earlier. I thought I put that sticker sheet at the bottom, obviously not. But yeah, I'd like this little set of yellow squares that I can use as journaling pieces. That one came from Wilco's, maybe? Oh no, Neon Sheep. Neon Sheep was a stationery shop before it closed down. Then I do have this large Jolie sticker, which is a big cow, and I love it. So I'm going to use that. It's got a little bell on and everything. But I'm going to use that. Then these are these little wellies that I said I was going to dye green. I don't know if there's more. I think there's 5 of them. But yeah, I thought I'd dye them green. These came from the range, I think, in like a gardening sort of pack. And yeah, I just thought the wellies were really cute. Because obviously it wasn't wet at all or anything, but we did go walking. As I said, it was like a farm sort of place. So I thought I'd include those. Then I do have these little labels. They're a bit colourful, but I think it might work. But it just says with love. It has got greens and oranges on there. So there's 5 of those. So I'm hoping I can make these work. It'd be nice to incorporate those. And then the last things, these are some sticker flakes that came from Etsy, I think. I've used a few before, but I thought I'd get all of them out because they're all daisies and they're all little green flowers. So I feel like I can use up a lot of these. So I pulled out pretty much all of them. But yeah, they're all different yellow and white flowers. So I think they will look nice, and there's loads of them there. So those will go in there. And yeah, that is everything, I think. I'm hoping, as I said, I've got enough stuff. Sometimes I find that I've got too much stuff, and sometimes I find that I have to go back into my stash to find something that I needed. Sometimes I've completely forgotten about something, and I've had to go back and remember what I was looking for. But this one, I think I've pretty much got what I need. Lots of different types of crafting stuff. And I really like the theme that I'm going down of. So I'm hoping it's a nice album. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope to be back with a flip through very shortly. Thank you very much. Bye.